Joining me now to talk more about the conflict is Sajjan Gohel, International Security Director of the London-based Asia Pacific Foundation. Sajjan, thanks for being here again.
Good to talk to you, Matt.
Lots of developments, at least let's start maybe in Turkey, shall we, where, again, it's the first of what appears to be a strike. Again, we don't know for sure, and even Pete Hegseth saying that there's an investigation happening to what exactly we know about that ballistic missile that was about to cross over into Turkish airspace. What do you make of that development, too, as this conflict, again, continues to expand?
We see the escalation of this conflict. It is unclear whether that missile was aimed specifically at Turkey. It could have also been aimed at NATO bases, allied member nation bases beyond Turkey. Keep in mind that we've already seen missiles hit a British RAF base in Cyprus. So it is spread well now beyond just the Gulf Arab states. It's gone into the Mediterranean as well, and I dare say that this will not be the only incidence of something like this.
I guess one of the other big questions, too, at this point, we've talked about timeline, we've talked about otherwise, but as these other Gulf states slowly start to get pulled into this conflict, are they going to have to respond as Iran clearly continues to escalate their attacks more widespread? But who is going to get involved possibly, and when or what will be that tipping point, do you think?
So it's interesting. Crown Prince Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, actually issued a very terse statement saying that if Iran continues its actions, not just against the Gulf Arab states, but also if Saudi Arabia gets hit again, that they may themselves get involved in the conflict more directly, targeting Iran. Keep in mind that Saudi Arabia has always been a strategic rival and competitor with Saudi Arabia and Iran. There's always been that rivalry, but it has intensified subsequently in the last week or so since this conflict has escalated.
What else are you watching for, at least at this point, too? Again, we heard the update from Pete Hegseth earlier in the day today about U.S. in particular. We've talked about the Strait of Hormuz. There are so many different factors here. So what else are you watching here in the next few days?
So the Strait of Hormuz is a key economic choke point, as you mentioned. Some 20% of the oil comes through there, and that is having a massive impact on global oil prices. I would also say we should probably be watching what takes place in the Red Sea as well. In the past, Iranian proxies like the Houthis have specifically targeted it, impacting on cargo vessels, which would then also have a negative effect on supply chains. What we're seeing, though, Matt, is the fact that the Israeli-U.S. strategy is designed to not just degrade Iran's nuclear infrastructure, but also its missile infrastructure and naval assets. The Iranian vessel that was targeted in the Indian Ocean is yet another example of this. We can also probably expect things to escalate further once Israel and the U.S. attain air superiority, which, as they are claiming, will take probably under a week. It may be a bit longer, because Iran is making it very clear that if they're going to go out, they're going to take a lot of their neighbors with them. So it's quite frightening, the whole situation.
Yeah, it certainly feels like it's becoming more and more scary by the day. You mentioned the Houthis, too, as well, Sajjan. You know, there is also Hezbollah. We just touched on that, too, at least at this point. Those are interconnected conflicts as well, maybe not necessarily directly, but are we going to watch those also continue to escalate? And how many fronts can Israel continue to battle?
So important point, Matt, because it does look like Israel is going to launch a ground offensive in southern Lebanon. It's been building to that. We've already seen Israel carry out strikes against Hezbollah assets in Lebanon, in South Beirut, as well as in southern Lebanon itself. We can also probably expect that there could be other Shia militia groups that could be utilized, like those in Pakistan, where we've seen incidents occur. There was a very problematic incident at the U.S. consulate in Karachi in Pakistan, where 10 people were actually killed trying to storm the U.S. consulate. So it is moving beyond just the confines of the region. And I think we will probably see Israel engage in more fronts, and potentially we might see the U.S. also getting involved further. And then what does that mean for the allies of the United States in terms of how they get involved, providing military support in the background, air support, supplies, logistical aspects. This whole thing is going to continue to ramp up.
Yeah, and it's certainly, again, what it means for the timeline as well. Sajjan Gohel, International Security Director of the London-based Asia Pacific Foundation. Appreciate your insight very much today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.